I forgot to crop the, what is that, left a little more? Maybe a little bit more. And move that over. And that feels a little better. I know it's not much of a difference, but it's just, I like to see a little more of that side thing. Otherwise it's like, why is it even there? Hello, Bronze Leaf! Thanks for coming to the stream. I hope the mic is on and that everyone can hear and see. Wow, it feels a little bit laggy on the camera, so we'll see what happens. But I hope everyone's having a great day, and welcome to another Zero Streams. We are doing more Inktober stuff today. As you can see, today is the last Inktober stream. Not the end of Inktober yet. We still got a few more days left to go, but this will be the last time I get to ink on stream with y'all. Oops, bumped that. I'm running out of table space. I have so much stuff on my desk right now that I don't have anywhere to put my keyboard or my mouse pad. My mouse pad or my touchpad is plugged in right now because it's running low on batteries. So there's this much extra space that I can't just push it up against something. All right. But this was not yesterday's Inktober. This was 2 days ago. The word was dark. I actually missed yesterday's Inktober for whatever reason. I'll tell you the truth, guys. Even though I've been keeping up with Inktober's, it's been kicking my butt, and I haven't been able to really get any other art done. So the Nuzlocke has been been delayed, and so I was trying to get that done yesterday and wasn't able to, but it also prevented me from properly finishing my Inktober. So here is Tasty, I believe was this day. A bit of a simple one, but I like fruit illustrations. This one's Dizzy. So like the rat's too high up, and for some people I hear, maybe me too, I haven't really had a chance to be very high up, but I can imagine the height, the vertigo can give you quite a dizzy spell. Bronze Leaf says, I don't think I mentioned it, but I actually beat the Omega Nuzlocke I did a while back. Only had 5 deaths. Wow, that's actually not bad at all. That's not even a full team. Well, congratulations, Bronze Leaf. Are you gonna do anything with the run? Are you gonna like make any stories or do art for it? I can't remember if you said you were doing it for a certain project or not. Give me a sec while I fiddle around. Let me see if it's possible to focus. This day, I think the day was ancient. So that's actually a rat skeleton, as best as I could draw one. I kind of made stuff up where I couldn't see it in the reference. But this skull, I used a squirrel skull as a reference, because I actually have a squirrel skull, so I could like hold it and actually turn it around and see all the details, which was really nice. I would really love to have like a full skeleton of something. whether real or not, it doesn't really matter. But the squirrel skull was real. I cleaned that out myself. And these little friends down here are supposed to be ants, but they looked cuter in my head. Ghost for this day. My friend said the ghost looks like he's like saying something really calmly, like, hey, do you know how to get to, and then he's just like, ah! Bronzeleaf says, I cheated once because Primal Groudon kept one-hit KOing everyone. I might draw the final team. Yeah, what I really like seeing is like time skip pictures where it's like a group picture of the team as you add characters and as members evolve and how the dynamic changes. I find you can really sort of imply a lot of story just from doing that and not having to actually tell full stories. Character design can really speak to that. I think that this was last week's. Yeah, so that's the whole week. And today I shall do, what is today's word anyhow? Hold on. Let me pull up. I should have these things ready before I start the stream, but I don't. Inktober list. Today's word is ride. Yesterday's word was coat, which I skipped. So let's do yesterday's word first. Bronzeleaf says, I ran into a shiny Lyron. Is that how you pronounce it? Lyron? Like iron? Oh, if it's iron, then it's Lyron, right? Larn. A shiny Larn. During the final level session, her name is Chrome. Most people do have a shiny clause where if it's shiny, you get to catch it. I didn't run into any shinies during my run. I've had a shiny, my first shiny was a shiny Zubat. Named Green. My sister's first shiny was a Swellow that was also green. And my brother's first shiny would have been a Phantom, but I accidentally killed it. Because he asked me to help him catch it, and then I killed it. And I still feel bad to this day, because shiny Phantom looks amazing. Hello, Chico! Welcome to the stream! We're doing 2 days today, because I missed yesterday's prompt. So we're gonna do a prompt for, let me write down the words so I don't forget. Ride and coat. Wow, you can't hardly see it up there. Okay, so certainly I do like you know, the aesthetic of animals wearing tiny clothes. One of my favorite things about the Beatrix Potter books is all the quaint little characters and their waistcoats and trousers. But I don't know, like throughout the whole Inktober, from both this year and last year, I feel like I've done a couple of illustrations of rats in clothing. And so while I could just do another rat in a clothing, I feel like it's not as interesting because it's not like this is the only rat who's wearing a coat. It's just another coat wearing rat. So rather than dress up a rat, you know, the word coat can also mean like a fur coat, like your coat pattern or the type of fur you have. And there are a lot of different designs of rats. So I could draw a rat maybe with like a specific coat on it. Like you have blaze rats that have like a sort of white splash of fur on their face. You have Siamese rats, where it's like darker around the nose and ears, I think. A little darker around the ears and the tips of the paws. You also have different textures of coats. You have, oh, what are they called? I think they're called like Rex, where the first kind of curly. Yeah, there's like a Rex coat. And then their whiskers are also curly. Like, their whiskers also kind of curl up, which I don't know if it's, like, comfortable for the rat. Because don't rats use those whiskers to, like, I don't know, feel around in the world? So if they're all curled up, then does it feel weird to them? Anyway. Let's see. Hi, Chico. Give that tentacle a hat and a staff and tap shoes. The calligraphy pen explains so much about your lines. I love. Oh, hi! Hi, Bug! Hi, Bug! E4 Aaron is Bug. Oh, and Andrew's here. Sup, Andrew? Bronzeleaf says the other three who died in the Nuz were Marshall, Calamari, and Butterbean. Oh my goodness, Calamari is such a cute name. And I love the name Butterbean. Do you guys, have you ever read, Shaman King? Because there are these creatures in Shaman King, they're like spirits or whatever, but they're little tiny people, and they live underneath these plants called butterbur leaves, and I don't know if they're like real plants or not, but it's just such a cute name. Anything with butter something it's the most adorable. This is a Lamy Safari fountain pen. It doesn't have as much spring as like a calligraphy pen, but you can get some line variation if you press hard enough. Interestingly enough, this is the first time that I'm using this pen. This month is the first time. I usually do my ink drawings with the Micron 01, the .01, which, as you know, is like a fine liner, so it doesn't have any variation. If you press hard, all you're gonna do is damage your line. But what I'll do is I'll like thicken the lines and then color them in. So I have perfect control over what parts I want to be colored in. And like if I wanted certain lines to be thicker than others, I would just like go over it again to create line variation. But these are disposable. So whenever it dries out, you would throw it away. And when you do lines like this all the time, it's kind of like it's just cheaper to get a fountain pen and like refill the ink out of a bottle than to constantly be throwing away pens. And you might be thinking, like, why not just buy a thicker Micron? Well, you don't get like the taper with a thicker Micron. You can't get the details. Andrew says, oh, so how are you doing today, Zero? I am so busy right now. I'm like inwardly freaking out because everything's so busy right now. I might talk about it a little later. If I run out of things to say. Bug says microns are I've run through both my .02s so fast. I can't quite math right. .02s are smaller than .01s, right? So I do like a little bit of thickness, but I don't want to go too thick. So the .01s are like perfect size for me. But yeah, they run through so fast. Also, this up here is Ekans wearing pants, just in case you were wondering. All I'm doing right now is just kind of sketching, trying to think of ideas for the Inktober, so Bug says it's a smidge bigger. The 01 or the 02? Butter busy. Okay, so I could do a rat just wearing a coat, maybe like a specific kind of coat. You know, I do like, hold on, instead of finishing that rat, I wanna draw a different rat, and I'm gonna give him this kind of hat, and I'm gonna squinty eyes. And you really gotta bring those shoulders up high for the rat. I used to like to give my creatures really long necks, but after doing some studies, I find there's this charm to how scrunched up a rat's anatomy really is. It looks like it looks like a different animal if you give it too much neck sometimes. So it's a trench coat. So I could go with a very specific kind of coat, you know, for yesterday. I really want to control S right now. Like, oh, the .02 is a little bigger. Oh, interesting. I guess so. Like, I know that 1 and then like 2 and then 3 to like 5, that would get bigger. I don't know what happens when you go decimals. So like, I know that 1 and then 005, and it gets smaller in this direction. But I guess if it's 2, I guess once you get to .09, the next step up would be 0.1, because it would be 0.10, and that's why it's bigger. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I've gone to grade school. I know math a little bit, but not enough to actually know it. Let's see. So I have this like kind of in the mood right now to draw a mafia cat for whatever reason. Gotta give them those pinstripes. Everyone in Mafia movies smokes. Everyone in the Mafia smokes. Okay, and then what if we had like I was gonna have him surrounded by like rat goons in trench coats. But I didn't really leave much room for the rats. And also, trench coats are kind of a detective thing, right? Which would be the opposite of the Mafia. So they would technically be against each other, which I didn't really think through. So yeah, this doesn't make that much sense, but I've started the idea. I'm gonna commit. At least make it feel a little more symmetrical by adding one here. Yeah, I don't know. What else could coat? I guess you could coat something like a coat of paint. What if one rat is like up here and he's like, "Oh, hi Gavin. Hello. Give it a guitar-shaped suitcase." I don't think there's a guitar in there. Oh wait, you would hold it, you would hold it from the bass part. Oh gee. Andrew says, I'm a little busy myself because I'm maxing all out. I'm maxing out all Venusaurs in my game at the moment. Vivosaurs in the game called Fossil Fighters Champions. You suggested me that game last time, or not? Maybe not last time. I can't remember when. Maybe it was last time. But yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Hard-boiled rat inside the trench coat. There are more rats. Ratception. Math is another language. Catnip cigarettes. That's right. Just catnip all day. What would the rats like though? Like cheese? Rats don't. Does catnip give rats the same effect? Let's see. Gavin comes with a yo. Andrew says, how about drawing? Wait. Andrew is Reggie Kingas? I'm getting my usernames mixed up. I remember now, but you're over on YouTube now because Twitch was having a time last time. I think I remember now. I have memory retention. Plot twist. They run a clothes shop. Coat of goop. I almost said poop. A rat sneezing over. Oh no, Chico. Oh no. Bad Chico. I waggle my finger at you. E-Force, sorry. Bug says smoked cheese! Yes. I'm actually not a big fan of the smoked flavor, and I don't know if it's because maybe I've never had a properly smoked thing. If it's like just been the horrible, liquid smoke flavoring, but other than like even bacon, I'm not like a bacon fanatic if it's just bacon. I usually like bacon if it's sweet in some way, like if you pour syrup over it. Or if it's like candied bacon. So like, okay, I don't know if you can tell, but the idea is one rat is painting like maybe the wall or something. And one rat is spotting him on the ladder, and then he drops the bucket of paint on his head, and it just all over him. Maybe I'll go with that one. I think I'll go with that one, just so we're not here all day throwing ideas at a wall. Like spaghetti! I had the spaghetti for lunch today. Or dinner, I mean. Okay. My pencil is so short now. Every time I do one of these Inktobers, it completely dulls the pen, so I have to sharpen it. Give me a sec, guys. Let me see if I can... find the manual focus. Am I able to manual focus this any sharper? Let me use this as a reference. No, I think that's just as sharp as it's gonna get. Okay. I have to turn the manual focus off because that little circle the rectangle appears when it's on, but I like being able to like turn a nozzle and physically control it rather than pressing a button and letting the computer do it for me. Okay. He says Chico. Indeed, and you're correct, Zero. Twitch has been lagging for me sometimes, shrugs. Chica Suerte says, are weasels in the rodent family? They're kind of like long rats. Weasels are not rodents. So rodents specifically, I believe, if I am correct in believing, rodents I think are only those with those front teeth that grow constantly and need chewing. So like their front teeth are like the buck teeth, you know? So these teeth right here, the incisors, they're really long and they constantly grow, so they have to like gnaw at things in order to wear them down. Also, if you haven't been to one of these Inktober streams yet, I apologize in advance, but the first few minutes are gonna be basically me sketching in blue, so you won't be able to see much. The hardest part is always fitting everything on the page. It's something that I've gotten very, very spoiled with digital art, but when you're drawing in a sketchbook, your parameters are defined, and if you don't compose it quite right, there's no marqueing and shifting it over. You just have to either do it again or live with it. Okay, so here's the step ladder. It's not too high. Don't actually know what ladders look like. I might look up a reference later, or I might just make it up completely, depending on how I feel. Let's see. This is a very bad angle for it though, because then this gets kind of blocked by... It kind of crisscrosses on that side there, which doesn't look great. I might move it over slightly. Yeah, like somewhere there. That's too high up. It's good for a step, step, step. Are there steps on the other side? I think there are just like a few, but you're not supposed to step on them. That's how I remember it. I don't remember if there's anything in between, like a cross or anything, so that's about as much as I'm gonna do there. And then maybe I don't think I have enough room up here for another rat, so I'm gonna do another animal, maybe like a mouse. Yeah, because the other rat would not fit. Again, I wish I could take everything and just shift it down, because I have all this extra white space down here that I didn't utilize. Bug says 1 brace. On the other side, you mean? So, like, one of those? How about a plague doctor rat? It seems cool to draw that, Zero. A plague doctor rat. That does sound cool. Do I have any... Well, today is ride, and then we have injured, catch, and ripe. Don't really have any plague doctor themes. I could have done that for dark, and I missed the opportunity. Tiny owl. Oh, the folding brace that keeps the ladder from doing the splits. Oh, like this thing. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll put these back in then, because I kind of like them taking up the space. It makes it feel less empty on that side. So you're saying there's no, like, cross-shaped thing up here. Gotcha. Let's see. I love animal biology lessons with Zero. I really want to, like... Oh, hi, Tails! I missed you coming in. Yeah, I really want to grab my, like, squirrel skull and, like, show you guys, because it's really cool, but I don't know if, like, you know, people get squirmish around dead animal things. So, maybe just a mouse. I don't really... I still haven't completely figured out how I like to draw mice. In the style that, like, fits the other rats. Let's see. An animal that's smaller than a rat. there's like something very strange about mice and how much of a compact unit they are. There's like, so there are certain things about certain animals that I really appreciate, but then when I try to translate them into caricatures of them, it's hard to maintain them. So my favorite thing about mice is just how absolute I don't know if I can explain it, but like it's like head, it's like head, ears, and then like the body is just connected. It's all just one thing. This is even too big. It's like ears, head, and then like feet. It's like there's no neck or body. I don't know. Like I can't capture it in a caricature yet. I keep wanting to give them. I don't know. I don't know what I want. And then there's something about their feet are just so big. Like almost like deer. Some mice, maybe it's the deer mice, look like they're literally walking on stilts. The most important thing though is I just want to make sure that at a glance you can tell, oh, that creature is a mouse and that is a rat. This, like, even without the size difference, if let's say a really big mouse and a really small rat were standing next to each other, I want there to be a difference. And what is it? Maybe there's something about, maybe the eyes need to be bigger. What about the nose? What are the nose like? I don't think they have much of a nose. I do have a mouse pelt. Let me go look at my mouse. Is anyone here like scared of dead animals? Cause it's fine if you are. I just won't put it on the stream. But I'm very proud of my collection of dead animals. Hello everybody. The Tails is here. Oh, that's good to know, cause that sounds terrifying. Okay, so Tails seems antsy about the prospect of dead animal parts. So I will hold off. But yeah, I'm looking at this and everything. So what I've done wrong here is I've made the eyes too far apart. Everything's just pushed together. And maybe that kind of contributes to how baby a mouse looks. Is that, oh gosh. Everything's just pushed together. I was not planning to draw an animal that wasn't a rat today, so I've come wholly unprepared. Gavin says, nah, I'm brave. Bring your worst. It's not bad. You're making it sound bad. It's just nature. You're like that guy from Jumanji. What, Robin Williams? I haven't seen Jumanji in a tree's age, let me tell you. But I used to have nightmares about that movie. That movie, I think, was one of the first scary movies, or like what Baby Zero considers scary. Don't mind that much. I'm dead inside already, so... No, the hunter. The character... I don't remember who does the hunter, but the one that comes out of the game. It's still nature, you could say. Yep. Yeah, I use this mouse actually is my first mouse that I've ever the first skin that I've ever skinned and tanned. So yeah, this is quite the treasure for me, and it's so soft too. But it all started with this little dude because I was up late one night just drawing as you do, and my parents put out mouse traps for all the critters that live with us. And usually they've been dead for quite a while by the time we get to the traps to like clean them up. But this time while I was drawing late at night, I heard a sound, and so I went to investigate, and one of our traps had literally just caught a mouse, like right that moment when I heard the sound. So it still hadn't even like settled into rigor mortis yet. It was still soft and warm, and I was like, ah. so I didn't want to throw it away. It just seemed so sad to like toss such a beautiful creature. So I went and got an X-Acto knife and took its skin off, and I've kept it to this day. I really don't like how this mouse looks. I'm gonna make its eyes even smaller and cartoonify it. Gonna... Yes, Bug? What is it? However... should I tell the folks at home not to do this at home? Don't do this at home, kids. You can catch diseases and whatnot. Don't play with the dead animals. Since then, I have done another mouse. I have done several squirrels that I find on the side of the road. Talking about how beautiful a creature is before you talk about your X-Acto knife threw me for a severe loop. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, that was my exact thought. I was like, my goodness. It's so cute. And it's so dead. And it's gonna be so gross and like rotten if I let it be. Let's see. Okay, and then, just stick the bucket of paint right on his head. Just like that. Doesn't quite look like a bucket of paint. How do I make this look like a bucket of paint? Giving everyone a mood whiplash tonight. Honestly, I don't know why it took this long into the season of rodents for me to talk about my delightful collection of dead things. But okay, so you want to know what's even grosser? Maybe I should stop. Never mind. Maybe that's too much. I'm gonna bring the handle over this way because there's like the paint handle is a stiff piece of metal, so it would stand out a little, whereas if I put it here, it just looks like it's maybe lying flat against his head. So on the side, you can really see that it's you know. And then paint is rather gloopy, so I'm gonna draw it like that. Okay, I don't know, I kind of want to make some paint go on to his shoulder, maybe. I don't know. I'll skip the shoulder. I'll just there and there. Okay. Man, this is very poorly composed. It's so close to the top of the thing. I just wish it would move slightly over, but when I started with the tail, it felt too close to the side. Maybe it's just this area here feels too empty. So if I add well, no. Well, shoot, he's using the wrong tool for this job. I need to give him an actual roller. And that could be dripping with paint. This is like just a really bad paint job. Just like leaving gaps and then moving the ladder over before you finish a section of wall. I don't know how to make it look like unfinished painting, you know? It kind of just looks like a cityscape at this point. All right. Zero! Polar! Polar says, I made it! You survived! Did you place first in any of your races? Polar just got done with a Crash Team Racing stream, which are a lot of fun. I would assume you ended a little early because the internet was bad. Won exactly 1 race. Hey, it's 1 race. You won. That's probably more races than I would have won. So good on ya, mate. All right, I'm gonna start lining this piece so that we're not here all the night long, and I need to. Okay, I think that's good. I need to make this a little less lopsided in the sketch before I start. Okay. Yeah, there's the floor. It's a little bit more grounded. Oh, your hand is cramping up. Yeah, that happens to me a lot when I play games. You get so into it and you don't realize your hands are just ugh. Let's see. Where should I start? It almost looks like a baby rat, which I don't want it to look like. I'm gonna make its ears bigger to make it look more like a mouse. I know they're not like that big in real life, but it's a cartoon. I'm gonna be bold and start with the tail this time. Woo! No talking when you ink a tail. You don't wanna mess up on the tail. Though I've done it before. It's not impossible to fix, but it is one of the more difficult ones. Any spindly long things that need to be smooth. Also, the face is rather hard to fix when you've messed up with the inking. And done. Okay. And then next, I guess, the ear, because that comes over top of the paint can. Sorry about the silence, but I'm trying to think, and sometimes my brain does not words make when I'm telling it to do other things, like decide where paint spots should go. I don't all the times follow exactly what the sketch says. Because sometimes I don't quite understand the sketch. Also, if the pencil doesn't erase properly and I'm just like constantly going over the same place over and over again, it gets a little difficult to see which line I actually want to keep. There we go. Should be good. Oh, mood. I like how the big rat is like, "Ugh." Yeah, you can see that. You can tell. It's like hard for me to see anything on the stream screen when it's like the blue lines. I can sort of see the darker areas like here and there, but yeah, so Reggie King is asked earlier, like, how I was, and I'm like, oh, I'm busy. So, this Thursday, as y'all know, is Halloween. And our church is putting on a trunk or treat event. This is the second time we've done this event, and I'm helping out with decorations. But the problem is they have this after-school program at the church Monday through Friday. So I can't go and like, I can't go too early to set things up. So, like, I'm not sure. A lot of the decorating isn't really planned. It's really just, I've collected a bunch of fun stuff, like harvesty, themed stuff, and I just have to arrange it. So I have hay bales. I have this cute little, wagon that I bought. I'm gonna get apples and corn and like fill these little, what are they called? Like bushel baskets. And put them around the hay bales. But you can't leave like produce just out, I don't think. You have to refrigerate it. So I can't really do that ahead of time either. So there's so much stuff that's just last minute go and throw together that I'm like, my brain is frying, trying to keep track of how to do things the most effectively, and how like late I can get the things done. And it's making everything feel like it's moving in slow motion. Also, today's been a long day. I went to work at like 9 in the morning because I realized I didn't get something done on Friday that I was supposed to. And then I worked my normal shift from 12 to 7. And then I came home to stream, and I still haven't finished my Nuzlocke update for this month. And my poor patrons are waiting for their early viewing, and it's still not out, and I'm sorry, and I like to have them out by the 27th at the very least, and I'm stuck on dialogue. It's like the worst. I really need to, one of these days, just do the dialogue first, because when you're late on an update, oops, don't worry guys, don't panic, this happens. I just have to tap a button and it comes back. So don't y'all worry about a thing. Anyways, but yeah, doing dialogue last minute when it's crunch time is the worst, because then my brain just can't dialogue properly. And on top of all that, it's like the line I'm stuck on is the first line that Zekrom says in the entire series. And I'm like, I need to make sure that it's good. It's been a day. So after the stream, I missed the Inktober yesterday, so that's how busy I've been. Even the Inktober that I've been keeping up with was behind, because I was trying to finish the Nuzlocke. I legit on Saturday, I wasn't even freaking out on Saturday because I legit thought I was pretty much done. Like, I was ready to wash my hands and like sit back. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be there's not much left to do. But then surprise, on Sunday I pull up the file and realize I hadn't shaded the last three pages, and also the background of the last scene looked terrible, so I had to like redo the whole background for the cave scene at the very end. Y'all will see it come November. That's right, JBN gonna update in November. And it's a long one. It's a really big one, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little bit of a filler episode, but it's one that I really wanted to do, so sometimes I gotta indulge. I have Polish says I have very good eyesight. Are you a 20/20? Thought you said chonk or treat. No, trunk or treat. No, chonk or treat. sounds amazing. I'm gonna put my animals over there. Y'all make me jealous with your, like, animals. You're, like, streaming and then your animals come on. It's like, oh, baby. But joke's on you, I've got animals too. And they don't look at me like I'm a moron and, like, scratch me and run away from me. No, they have nowhere to go. Tail says, as a patron, let me say, we're fine. Hooray, my patrons live. Master Wheeler says, a big oof. Also, hi. Hello, Master Wheeler. I walked in the camera breaks. This is life. This is just your life. Chico. Tails in one corner. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Chico in the other corner. If I don't get my update, I'm going to riot. I love you guys. Tail says, Zero, I promise that we are okay. Thank you, Tails. I appreciate it. It's the same as what Polar said on their stream. It's not, I know that you guys will be okay, but if I keep missing my self-appointed deadlines, then I'm not going to be okay. Because eventually I'm going to be like, oh, it's fine. It's like, whatever. I think it happened, like, earlier this year. I started taking, I don't know if you noticed, but I've started taking, like, what would it be called? Incremental, what's the word when you, like, fast, now and then? Like, there's a word for it. Where you, like, don't eat for a period of time, but it's not, like, a full day. Oh no, I messed up! These straight lines are so difficult. But if I just shade in this entire thing, no one will notice. Fast works. No, like there's what's it called? It starts with an I think. But it's not intermittent. Okay, so you know how, like, people have intermittent fasting? I feel like I've been doing intermittent hiatuses, where it's like, I'm still working on this, I promise. It's just taken a little longer than usual. Because I couldn't make one of my monthly updates at one point. And so I was like, oh, I need to take an extra month. And it was gonna just be that 1 month. But now it's gone from 1 month to, oh, like, every other month. And soon it's gonna be a whole year that I'm just gonna, like, go on hiatus. Intermittent hiatuses, yeah. Where it's not like, I'm doing an entire hiatus right now. You're not gonna see me until I come back. It's like, no, you'll see me. I'm coming back soon. But, also, you're not gonna see me now. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Have I mentioned I'm very tired? Chico says, I actually need JVN doses for my sanity. Oh no! Chico, you're gonna have a time. 2020 is gonna be a time for Chico. Oh. I'm going to try and think of, things that I can keep doing, though. I'm not going to make any announcements right now, because I don't know how, the rest of 2019 is going to play out. But, there are going to be announcements once I figure things out. Cue technical difficulties. Chico, you said that? And I'm drawing traditional right now. and my left hand started twitching because I wanted to Command S, like, save. I feel the twitchies. I feel like I've developed a type of OCD in my left hand where I have to constantly hit save even when I'm doing traditional art. Let's see. I finish all my stuff like last second this month, so big mood. Ooh, Master Wheeler living on the edge of glory, and I'm with you. Aw snap, JB November, or more like no JB November. Also, speaking of long updates, no 2020 is next year. But speaking of long updates, Gavin's going to find sustenance. Speaking of sustenance, I'm gonna take a bite of my cookie. Nom nom nom. And Polish says, I'm actually 2015. That sounds like a year. You're welcome. Chico says, I actually need you. Oh, okay, I read that one. I think fast works. That's what the doctor ordered. Just make the wiggly lines your aesthetic. Wiggly lines are a great aesthetic. Oopsies, what's that? There was something stuck to the tip of the pen and it was dragging the line really badly. I don't know if you guys follow a lot of or any art YouTubers, but there's a channel called Doodle Date. They're very cute. And one of the members of Doodle Date, she has like jitters. I don't know what the medical term is for it, but like her hand shakes. But she has a very cute art style, so it kind of works. The other member of the date is colorblind, so it's really fun seeing them interact with their little quirks when it comes to making art. Wait. There's no bigger mood for me than like that one fish in Finding Nemo when Nemo's like talking about how he has a funny fin, and the other kids are like relating with him, and it's like, oh well, I have this like, you know, malady and this and that, and you know, I'm allergic to oxygen or whatever that seahorse has. And then the last fish just comes up and stares Nemo in the face and is like, I'm obnoxious. It's like, okay, at least you're self-aware about it. You see this fin? It's shorter than all the rest, but you can't really tell. Especially when I twirl them like this. I really like the seahorse saying, I'm H2O intolerant, because if you're young enough and you don't know what H2O is, it sounds like an actual, like a medical thing, but it's literally just... Wait, does that mean he's allergic to water? How is he alive? It's just funny. And then he, like, sneezes, because, of course, he's allergic to water. Okay, I got half of the ladder down, and it's looking very rustic because of the cross-hatching. I don't care what your pizza preference is, but Domino's has a great aesthetic on their pizza boxes. Their pizza box has this amazing sort of I I don't know what it is, lithograph maybe? Like this sort of screen printed, old-timey style, poster style thing going on with their pizza boxes. And it's delightful. Ah! That was a terrible line. Good thing it was off screen. Let me go in and just try and fix it a little. Just go in and I really want to control S right now. Tails. Sounds sort of like burnout. I have no sanity left to lose. Wheeler says, I know it seems weird for Miss Lyra Mc5 Comics 7 updates a month to say that, but I was not always like this. Take it from me, little buddy. Chico says, cue technical difficulties, lol lol lol. Wheeler says, oh yeah, I was saying something. That sounds like a year. Implying 2020 isn't literally next year. Yeah, it is though. What happens in 2020, Zero? The shakes. The shakes. Closest thing to an art YouTuber I watch is Masai Anale. Parkinson. I don't think it's that necessarily. I watch Jazza for the memes. Jazza's pretty funny. Have you seen Jazza's Bob Ross impression? His like his painting grouse, I think is what he called it. It's actually really good. Like he does these jokes, but they're like he like delivers on them, you know? Sometimes a YouTuber becomes such a personality and they become so funny and like memey that you kind of forget that they're actually good at what they do. The one that comes to mind for me all the time is Aaron Hansen. Rhett and Link also kind of fall into that category, where it's like they're mostly comedy, but then occasionally they'll like Rhett and Link will pull out a guitar and start singing, or Aaron Hansen will have to draw something, and it's like, oh yeah, you actually can sing, or you're actually an artist. I forgot. Oops. I need a crosshatch in this direction. I gotta keep it consistent. Oops. Maybe that's not... Maybe I messed up. It's too late now. It's too late. I have to commit. This may be the wrong angle for the cross-hatching, but I'm going to commit. We're going turtles all the way down. There we go. I used to watch Jazz's tutorials all the time. They're a really great starting point. I'm H2O intolerant. Line can't look bad if no one sees it. Zero makes a mistake. Zero, well, time to crosshatch over it. Yeah, definitely. Tails comes back, is like, oh no, what did I miss? I'm back. Pizza Hot Pockets are the best. Ooh, yeah. I like the pepperoni pizza Hot Pockets. I really like the ham and broccoli cheddar. Broccoli cheddar Hot Pockets are great. There ain't no hype, Tails. There's no hype yet. Don't worry about it. Oh no, it's the wrong. It's all wrong. Okay. Oh no, I messed up. This is supposed to go over that. Ah! What do I do? Gotta color over it, I guess. Gotta color over it, I guess. That's how you fix things. No one knows that wasn't going to be black. Okay. I feel like I've messed this up completely. And I just want to get it done at this point. So I'm just going without reserve at this point. I'm going like I'm throwing on these lines willy-nilly, and they're just gonna be. They're gonna be what they're gonna be. Oh, you know what I can do? I can color this entire thing. I can color the entire thing black. No one will ever be the wiser, and it pushes it into the background, so it kind of works. Only problem is this part right here that's actually in the foreground, but also completely black. Yeah, that doesn't work as well, but shh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry your little heads. No, dearie. Oh, goodness. I like to cross-hatch in a little bit of ground just to ground the characters in. Just to let them exist. What kind of Hot Pockets do you guys like? Or have you not had Hot Pockets? And do you guys like frozen dinners? I actually have a very bad sort of fascination with microwavable TV dinners. When I like to peruse, is that the right word? Peruse the frozen section at the grocers. I rarely ever buy anything. Because I'm pretty certain the meals in there are pretty overpriced for the amount that you're paying for. But, oh man, do I want to. Oh man, do I want to. I should put some paint on the ground. You know what? I like that. I'm gonna put a little more thickness on the bottom to make it feel more like it's a solid gunk of stuff. Give it a little more solidity. I started to do it up here, but a little more unintentionally. Oh! A mouse appears! Hello, mouse! What's the prompt for this drawing? This is yesterday's prompt, and the prompt is coat. Can you tell why? Let's see. Hold on, let me go back. What? Tails is like, what's the 2020 hype? Master Wheeler says, I am the hype! Tail says, no, now I'm worried about it. Polar says, we were talking about the eyesight, not the year. Tails says, well, Wheeler, that goes without saying. What did I do? What do I do? Us, you're gonna crosshatch it. We just talked about it. Mouse comes in screaming. Pokemon Master Wheeler says, yee, you said your eyesight was 2015. Zero said that sounded like a year. I said Zero saying that when next year is 2020 is funny. The joke has been explained. Mouse, Wheeler, ahoy, hello! Shh, don't think too hard about it. What's the prompt? Hi, Mouse, I like the breakfast Hot Pockets. Pepperoni pizza is amazing, and ham and cheese is alright. I love TV dinners, especially the Salisbury steak. I don't think I've had a Salisbury steak. Tailsim says, hello, Mouse. Gavin says, my dad says that they're very unhealthy, but he still buys them for us, and I enjoy them. Master Wheeler says, me, page 13 of my new comic won't go up till next year, so I should work on my other comics. Yes. Also me, works on page 13 of my new comic anyways. Good golly gosh, Master Wheeler. Gavin says 13 is a good number. My favorite, actually. My favorite number is 9. Not sure why. Okay. Then here is the ground on which we stand. And I will give them a little bit of, I don't know what it's called. I was trying to think of the word, but like that part at the bottom of the wall between it and the carpet. Oh no, they got paint on the carpet. That's the worst. Paint, can, labels. Take a drink. Okay. And then Mouse comes in just in time for me to draw an actual mouse. And eventually I will decide on an aesthetic for drawing mice, but this year and last year the purpose was to get good at drawing rats, and I feel like it served that purpose. Anything else is superfluous. I've drawn a couple of mice in this notebook, and I think they've looked different every single time. It still doesn't capture what I love about mice. Like, there's just something about a real mouse. I just don't know how to capture that yet. But, you know, that's how I felt at the beginning of this book. When I started Inktober last year, I decided rats all the day long because there was something about a rat that was so delightful to me, and I couldn't quite capture it in the way that I drew them. I wasn't satisfied with the way my rats looked when I drew them. So I'm like, rats until I know how. And I think after 2 years, 2 months, I should say, because it wasn't the whole year. But after 2 years of Inktober doing nothing but rat-themed illustrations, I think I've gotten to a point where I'm pretty good at just tossing out a rat when asked. And that makes me happy. The next step would be, now that I have a basis of this is what a rat looks like, now I can branch off. It's like, okay, well, what makes a mouse different from a rat, and how do I portray that in a character design? Because what makes them different in real life doesn't always translate to what makes them different in a cartoon. I'll never get over how in the Looney Tunes style, coyotes and wolves just look exactly the same. Because I remember when I was doing the wolf style meme challenge, and one of them was Looney Tunes. I'm like, okay, let me see. My first step is always, let me see if they have any wolves in this style already, like in this universe. Does this universe already contain a wolf? And then I can just branch off from that. And they do have a character who's a wolf, and it's literally just Wile E. Coyote but with a different color palette. I was so upset. Polar says, I'm pretty good at tossing out a rat when asked. 0 2019. I just walk up to you. It's like, hey, you want to see a rat? And I pull out a rat from my trench coat. Rats! You get a rat! And you get a rat! Pokemon Master Wheeler's favorite number is 10. One higher than mine! Oops. Don't worry, don't panic. Everyone calm down. There, it's back. Wheeler says, because it makes math easy. Wheeler, that is very valid. My name is 0 because I make math not happen. I cancel everything out. Polar says, my favorite number is 16. That's an interesting number. Chica likes 33. 33 is good too. By the way, I found out a new emoticon to use. Sunglasses man. Polar says, the molding trim. That's the word. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And, it's getting a little, maybe I can have it coming from the bottom too. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, so paint coming down this way. Right? But then around about here, it starts coming up from the bottom. So like maybe he like started, he got this part done, then he started over here and he's like finishing it off. Or you could also think that the inside, like this part, like you don't know if this part is painted or if this part is painted. So it could be he started here and like worked his way up and like worked his way here and then needed a ladder, so then he got up here and started painting and then dropped a bucket on his head. Gavin says mine is 13 mostly because of it being the vault of the main character from the first Fallout, and it just looks cool in the game's font. 13 is pretty culturally significant too, so it's a pretty cool number. A mouse is giving an O face. Gavin says probably drop a link to it in Tales' server later. A link to what? Sorry, I missed it. I can't remember what I was talking about when you said that. Wheeler said, I do a lot of mouse drawing. I should stream for mouse. Mice are just smaller and rounder rats. No, they're not! No, they're not! They're very different. Gavin says, yeah, I should start streaming for you guys too, especially since I got my streaming stuff set up. Mice have much more delicate faces. They're very delicate. It's so cute. Very soft paws. I love the paws. Wheeler panics. Chico hyperventilates. No, don't. Leonard is here. Hello, Leonard. Hi. Oh, Leonard, were you the one? Okay. I think you were the one. One time, I think last week or something, when Tails and some of the folks, Polar was there at the end. We were all kind of doing a art stream on the Nuz forums, and you were in my chat, and I just completely ignored you, and I'm sorry. But I'm glad you were back. It's good to have you. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera. Alright, and Polar says maybe mice are just really inefficient painters. Yeah, it's just all over the place. You don't know. Leonard says it makes sense the outer wall is unpainted. Okay. That's very interesting because I did draw it in my brain. I drew it thinking that the outer wall was painted and the inner wall was not. But it seems like you can, you know, see it any way you want. And actually, if this was colored, it would look way better if the inner wall was painted, because then I can do a backdrop for them. But here's my other sketchbook, and we're gonna do a sketch now, an idea for the word ride. It's 10:30, so half the stream for one prompt is pretty good. I'm going to get today's prompt done as well. And then after I do this, we'll do a quick doodle, and then I'm off to get actual Nuzlocke work done. Whee! Okay, so the word ride. Leonard says, I was in your chat. Just wanted to drop a couple of nice comments for the sake of YouTube interaction. No problem. Oh, it was very sweet. I loved coming and like seeing all of it at the end, but I just felt terrible because I didn't notice it until the end. But you're very sweet. Thank you. Pokemon Master Wheeler says, yay, Nuzlocke work. Probably not on stream though, Wheeler, so don't get too excited. I'm gonna jump off screen to do my Nuzlocke work. Okay, so ride. Okay, so we got cars, we got planes, trains, and automobiles. Got planes. I don't really think of planes when I think of riding though, so maybe not planes. I do think of horses though. So, what else can we ride? We can ride a sleigh. One horse open sleigh. Or just, you know, a sledge. Riding in, something like that. You can ride ride a roller coaster. Just roller coaster ride. Whee! Cowboy rat on a horse. You got horses. That's gonna be a. That's either gonna be a very small horse or a very big rat, or just a very unbalanced picture. Aww. Wheeler says, I'm excited for your Nuzlocke even if I don't get to see you draw it. Well, it's more like there's nothing to see me draw at this point. Everything's drawn and ready to go. I just need to finish the dialogue. So for this picture here, this day's word was wild, and I wanted to do a Wild Wild West sort of cowboy rat, but I ended up doing like a bucking bronco sort of deal. But he does have a cowboy sort of hat on and a plaid shirt. And then for this day, I did a close-up of a big animal with a small rat on its head. So if I wanted to do a horse like this also, I've already done this idea. I guess I could, what I could do is, let's say this is the panel. I can just draw, like literally do an illustration of a horse. And then maybe like a, I don't know, like a cactus in the distance. Maybe some kind of western vista. Kind of western vista in the background. Maybe some clouds like that. And then I can have a tiny little rat right here. That could be a good, that could look good. And then I can have like a, I don't know, a tumbleweed. just toss in elements of the Wild West. Ride 'em, cowboy. Posted pictures of the 13 from Fallout in Tales server. Oh, alright, I'll check it out later. Polar says, cowboy ride on a horse. Leonard said, poor unicorn, he was born without a magic horn. Are you talking about the giraffe or like this guy? Could be a rat-sized hobby horse. Oh, that's cute. Talking about Volt. Or I could have a smaller animal riding a rat. What would be small enough to ride a rat like a horse? I just did a mouse. Da da dee dum, da dee da dum dum, da dum dum. What do you call those tiny horse heads with a stick? Oh, like, Are those hobby horses? Is that what a hobby horse is? I think a hobby horse is like... Okay, so when you said hobby horse, I'm thinking... Well, it would be more curved than that, but you know what I'm saying. You know, oh, it's off the page. So it's like a thing like that, right? Not sure. 'Cause now I'm wondering if this is a hobby horse. Oh, this is a rocking horse. Leonard, like literally a second before you typed that. I don't know how much of a lag there is in the stream, but I literally said, "Wait, that's a rocking horse." And then I saw on the chat Leonard posted, "Those are rocking horses." Leonard said, "I think my English is not very good." Apparently mine isn't either. I should know what a rocking horse is. I've had one. I have one in my house right now. It literally is a horse that rocks. Like, how did I... no. It's not a... It's not a rocking horse, it's a rolling horse. Mouse. Mouse, you kidder. It's a rocking and a rolling, splishing and a splashing over the horizon. What can we see? I have an idea. Okay, no. Hold everything. I have an idea. I have an idea. Ah. Okay. So, in this world of rats, we have these giant bugs we've established. I don't know why it's been established and like when or how, for what purpose, but we know that there are definitely bugs that are bigger than they are supposed to be in this world. And I can quote you pieces from the literature if you need proof. So what if a bug such as a rhinoceros beetle, big sturdy boy, if it were big enough, could be harnessed to a covered wagon and it's driven by a little rat. I don't know how harnesses work. Oregon Trail Rat Edition! Oh, let me think. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm stealing this idea from somewhere. Guys, give me half a second. I'm gonna tumble down my likes folder real quick because I have a feeling I might be stealing this idea from somewhere. Because I feel like this is too good to have completely come out of my head. And I would love to tumble along with you guys so you can... Okay, you know what? I can actually. I can. Let me plop this over here. I think I can switch over. There we go. Look at that. I'm making content happen. Okay, I think... Oh. Of course, I turn it on right as I reach my, like, Rayquaza meme section. Stuff that I was going to post to my memes Discord. Not Discord, memes, channel, thread on the Nuz forums. I'm just gonna go a little bit further. I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. I'm pretty sure I saw a picture. I want to say I have an image in my brain of no. Making of a delta, Rayquaza time. Can rats get dysentery? I'm sure rats would die from like respiratory infection before they die of dysentery. Then I have to draw it. Are you gonna draw a punk horse with an electric guitar? I have never drawn any such thing, nor do I have the desired. I've drawn a punk rat before though. Have I been mistaken? Have I imaginated the thing? Just a little more. Just maybe. I feel like it's still to come though. It's still possible. I still haven't lost hope. Shoot, maybe I imagined it. Zero says, still haven't lost hope. Instantly loses hope. I thought for sure I had saved something like that. I don't want to like click off and it be like literally the next thing, you know? Because I will occasionally save. Oh, no, that's just a. Oh well, this is relevant to our discussion topics. Yeehaw! Oh hey, look at that. That's very similar. That's not the image I was thinking of, but it's very similar. Well, hey, this actually makes for some interesting reference, except it's from the back and not the front, which is what I would want to draw. Oh, their hold hands. Their hold hands. That frog is a cowboy. Cowboy. I feel like we're close. If I go a little bit further. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, okay. I'm going back to the frog cowboy. I think that's the most relevant right now. And then I will switch back to the camera. Oh man, this is gonna be our last day with this camera. So I borrowed this camera from a friend of mine who was very kind to let me use it. Let's see. And afterwards I'll be returning it. If I do this again, I'm hoping to get my own camera. And like actually fully learning how it works and such. I don't know how Beetle's leg work. Beetle, how do leg work? Goodbye, Cameron. Cameroon. Okay, let's see. If I were to compose this, though, I don't want just that. I'm seeing... So this is what I was looking for, okay? I see this image in my mind of a path through the woods. So it's not quite Oregon Trail, but it's like this kind of path. There's like trees on either side. Picture this with me. Close your eyes and imaginate. Come with me and we'll be in a world of pure imagination. Okay, and then there's like Beetle here. Beetle here. Wagon here. Going down because it's like coming up from over the horizon. Over the horizon, what can you see? Yeah? Yeah? You following me? Okay, you know what I need to do? I need to look up a harness. Wagon harness. Images. Oh my goodness, no siree. No siree, Bob. I ain't drawn that. Y'all, if you look up wagon harness, it's not the same kind of wagon I had in mind, but it is all over the place. Okay, this donkey is wearing a slightly simplified version. Oh, here's another image. Okay, I think this one makes a little more sense too. Okay, so what I'm seeing... I'm running out of space on my desk, y'all. Is what I'm seeing is wagon here. Okay. Wagon has thing that comes out. And attached to the thing is something like this. Your animal is here. Okay, and it goes over the animal. And in front of the animal. And under the animal. I assume it goes all the way around, actually. Okay, so this goes all the way around. And it goes around the front. And then back here it goes around again for some reason. Maybe for just added stability. And then this goes around the back. That's a mess. That blob looks very sad to be harnessed. Free them! Free them! Okay. So it's like a this dealio, right? Around the torso. And then something around the chest. Have I shared with you my hot take on Ghastly's form? How Ghastly can like take form. So the idea that I had was you get a Ghastly, and like the Ghastly part is like just a ball. And the rest of it is just smoke. So the smoke, what if the smoke could like, ooh, I'm gonna be in the shape of a horse now. Ooh. Don't look at that. Ooh. And it's like not solid, but it looks like a horse. You could like play charades or something with Ghastly. Leonard's like, that makes total sense. Like Ashley's cat ears. What? Who's... Oh. Is that from your comic? I haven't read all of Wheeler's comics. And I'm already bad with, like, names, so I get embarrassed when I don't know a character's name. Just like I do in real life when I meet someone and they know my name and I don't know their name. Cammie Soul Silver. Cammie's Soul... Is that the one with the silver and he's like eh, and he's got like eh, and then like chins and he's like ah. Anyway, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best, y'all. I got 1 hour to complete this drawing from start to finish. Let's see what I got. My pencil's still pretty sharp. Oh, because I sharpened it. I forgot I sharpened it. I'm like, wow, I did a whole sketch and it's still pretty sharp. Well, of course it's sharp, you dingus. You pulled out your little pencil sharpener and sharpened it. Oh my goodness. I'm okay, you guys. I'm okay. I hope you guys are okay today. I hope everyone's having a time. I've had the time of my life. Mood with the bad names. I'm glad I'm not the only one. That seems like a face he'd make. Looking sharp, am I right? Lol. Your name's etched in my brain since elementary school 0. That's weird. Oh, are you saying like since you learned about the number 0? Okay, so does it look like? No. Sorry for shaking. Whoa. Beetles look so gnarly. They're so, like, armored and rigid. It's really cool. Itchy. Okay. And then... I'm making up this, like, horn thing. In the image that I'm looking at, it's more like this shape. I think I'm thinking of Heracross, and I just want to give it that you know, quintessential butterfly horn. I'm not sure what part of this creature is the face. I'm looking as close as I can, and I feel like there's like this kind of helmet that it's wearing here. Let me get rid of this leg so I'm not distracted. I think there's like a helmet here, and then the eye is like down here. Or like, I think it's closer to the top even. I need a... Woof. This homey Western-esque music is very fitting to this picture. Oh man, I love... when I went through the YouTube, royalty-free music selection, I pulled all the nice homey Western songs. I would listen to that stuff as actual music all day long. I know not a lot of people like country music, and I don't like all country music, but there are a lot of country sounds that I am a huge fan of, and the harmonica is one of them. You give me a good harmonica, I'll eat that all day. What is going on here? I feel like there's some globules. There's some... Is that fur? Oh no, that's the leg. Okay, never mind. There's no lump there. That's the leg peeking out from the other side. The head is like this. It's showing up quite nicely on the stream, I must say. I'm liking how much you guys are seeing. Because it would be very sad and annoying for you guys if you're just staring at my pencil wandering around without anything happening. You know, the thing is, I don't know how to draw bug feet in motion. I can draw them like stationary, but I don't know how they look when they're walking. Like, I feel like maybe this can be back slightly to make it look like it's taking a step, perhaps. I'm gonna do that, yeah. But then would it bend this way, maybe? I don't know. And then this one, I think, goes down. Please don't eat harmonicas. Beetles need no face. Oh! Trump my joy. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, but this hideous art will never sit next to Leonardo's Mona Lisa. Aw, shucks, kabibbles. Well, there goes my dreams of being shown in the Louvre, I suppose. There goes all of my hopes and dreams. But there, and then I think this one would go down that way. And okay, the leg, so the body, it actually starts a little lower down, but I need to have it foreshortened. So I can't, like, the thing about the beetle is, like, it's huge chonkin boy, you know? It's a huge chonk boy. According to conspiracy theory, the one in the Louvre isn't even the real Mona Lisa. Bwah! I mean, it's possible they wouldn't, like, put the real one out on display. A lot of the dinosaur bones that they have in museums aren't the real dinosaur bones, you know? Because they're like, too valuable. The real one is in my attic, says Pokemon Master Wheeler. Wheeler, you gotta share with the rest of us. You gotta, oh shoot, I don't know what I'm doing. Share the artistic history with the rest of us peasants. Da-da. I've heard that the Mona Lisa is rather small. It's rather unassuming when you actually see it in real life. The one piece of art that I really love seeing is what's it called? The George Washington crossing the Delaware. Because if you didn't know, so like in college, I think in like 2010, I did a piece that was it was basically a parody. It's not a parody. What would you call it? You couldn't call it a parody because it wasn't really parodizing anything, but it was based on the Washington crossing the Delaware, and I basically replaced all the peoples with animal, like anthropomorphic animals. And so I appropriated the ice and the water from the original piece. So I didn't repaint that part. Which means I went on, you know, it's free use and all that, but I went online and found the piece and used the image. So when I went up to New York for art galleries and stuff, it was part of our art school thingy. Decided to go see the actual piece, and I didn't realize. So, like, people say when they see the Mona Lisa, it's way smaller than they expected, right? I go into the room that this Washington crossing the Delaware is hung, thinking it'll be about the same size as maybe the Night Watch. Something big, but like portrait size, maybe. The Washington crossing the Delaware piece is an entire wall. And not just like a small wall, it's like at the end of a hallway kind of wall. It has its own room, basically. It's so big. Polar, you're not wrong. But I didn't think of it like that when I did it. For what it's worth. Polar is just on a never-ending crusade to drag my name through the furry fan base's claws. Yeah, I basically turned them all into furries. Whatever. They're if that's the way that you want to say it. I've done another one in the series too. I've done the Night Watch, which apparently has a terribly long, like really dumb name, that I can never remember. But it basically made me want to do a third one so that I could call it a series. But then I never got around to a third one. So now I just have this like weird two-piece series that doesn't really have much of a point. It was just I liked animals and masterpieces of art and mashed them together. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't put it around the head, right? Though with a beetle, do you think it should be okay to put around the head? Because obviously, you know, you don't want to do that with mammals, but a beetle is much less articulate on the head part. Maybe it could use its sort of forward motion. I don't know. Maybe it would look weird. I won't do it. But there's like literally nothing holding the harness on if I don't. Maybe like this. Maybe around the top horn. This is going to be very interesting to line. I'm gonna have a time. Did I say I was gonna do this in 1 hour? I hope you guys have had dinner, because I'm gonna be here for a while. Man, I haven't even gotten to the rat. Do some overlap of this wheel here. Hopefully I don't forget it. I'm gonna erase it a little actually to remind myself. Sometimes when I'm sketching, I put in little details like, oh, I want this bush to go over the wheel so that it looks like it's more integrated as a piece. And then I go to line and I'm like, oh, wheel here, wheel here. Oops, forgot to leave space for leaf. Forgot to leave space for a leaf. It's so out of proportion. Like, this shell should be way lower, I think. But then it doesn't have the same, like, hump feel that I want. The same, like, power. Like a bull, almost. Because in the reference, it like... I don't want to draw on this paper. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it for now. Come back to it. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out. Okay, like that. Like that. You're valid, I guess, to expose a Zero. As a furry fanbase representative, I respect and expect. Was that on purpose? All new members. Master Wheeler says, speaking of things being maybe not bigger than expected, but huge when you really think about it, it's the pyramids of Giza. Every pic I've seen of them is pointed away from Cairo, so you done see the city. Before this art history class, we saw some pics that were aimed at Cairo, getting the modern city in the same pic as the pyramids, and they're like the tallest buildings there, taller than any skyscrapers in the city, at least in that shot. Oh my goodness, no way. Taller than the skyscrapers? I never thought about how tall pyramids are, because they're like, you know, wide at the base. Leonard says, oh yes, and the Taj Mahal surroundings are kind of a junkyard. Are you saying the Aladdin is accurate? Zero, I'm gonna do this in an hour. Also Zero, draws incredibly detailed beetle. That's just my life, Wheeler. I have no control over what happens anymore. Okay, so a lot of this is just incomprehensible to me right now. I expect it to make sense when I start lining, and I hope I don't mess up when I do. Where does the harness get controlled from? Like, where do you hold the actual... Huh. I guess it goes to the face? Does it loop around? I guess it would have to be pretty taut. I'm gonna put it on here. Gonna make it slack slightly here. Not because it does slack, but so that it looks like it's gonna dip down. That's the better way to say it. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing until I do it. Not sure what's going on until it happens. Maybe there's a loop. I'll put a loop there, and it loops through that. And I don't like this. I don't like that it's like covering it. I wish there was a better way. Maybe it goes up and then like over here. You know what? That might actually work better. What What if it was like... up there and then into there. Okay. This wagon is way too small for this rat. Oh my goodness. This wagon is way too small. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm gonna put a curtain here so I don't have to draw the inside. And then I'm gonna move the back wheel further back. I do want to see some of the wheel though, so I don't like that this foliage is covering it all. Maybe I don't need to see the back wheel. Maybe I don't need to see the back of the wagon. Maybe I can put a tree here. Maybe the tree isn't big enough, so I am gonna have to do the back of the wagon. What is this mess? What is this mess? I'm having a good time, though. I know I complain a lot because I don't know what I'm doing, but this is a fun kind of complaining. It's like I'm fighting the image, but I don't feel like I'm stuck. I'm not stuck yet. I feel like things aren't working, but then I'm like finding ways around it. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm just like throwing stuff and I do want a bit of opening, like right there. It's just too big. I want to take everything and like shrink it down. I'll shrink it down. Zero, what is this mess? I swear there is stuff here. This is it's art. You know the guy Dean from Iron Giant. Someone just printed a picture of him screaming art and posted it in the art building. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a mess. I'll admit. I think it's time to just jump in. This is gonna either be a nightmare or this is gonna be either not a nightmare. What's the word? Not mistake. It's gonna be, the opposite of a masterpiece is like a way to say garbage. Okay, I think, let me try to decipher what's happening. I think what I've done is I've made the rat too big. I think I've made the rat too big, and that's just thrown everything else off. Because the wagon needs to be this size, which means the rat needs to be like this size. Peasant hole. Opposite of a masterpiece, peasant chunk. That's... Peasant hole. Daymare. Unicorn. Zero. What is this mess? Also Zero. I'm having a good time. Sometimes you just gotta smile and tell yourself you're having a good time. And maybe you'll have a good time. Okay, okay, we got our first line down. We got a tree taking shape. This is good so far. Oh, come on, camera. Come on. Oh, gee. You're embarrassing me. I'm not really one to draw foliage. We'll see how this turns out. Put some in here, put some in there, fill in the gaps, and then my evil genius plan is that your brains will like finish the rest of the image for me. I don't know at what point I want it to like turn into grass. So I'm trying not to jump into grass too early in case I want to add something. Like maybe a flower there. Maybe you can put some longer grass in here. Maybe a tree root. Maybe another tree root down here. Some grass. More of these little fellers. I think this is a good place to throw in some grass here. That's the side of the road. That's the road, dirt road. Maybe pebbles on the side. Some cross hatching. Don't want to go too close to the actual characters in case, you know. case I want to draw something there, but some more flowers maybe. But I do need to put in this foreground in first so that it doesn't like, so that it goes over top of anything that it needs to. I don't really know where the ground is, so I'm gonna have to add in a little dirt. I'm gonna draw the beetle first. Next. I'm gonna go for the beetle next. Because I can see it. I mean, because the beetle's the main character, right? Of this illustration. It's the focal point. Here's the harness before I forget. And it goes over. Oh no, oh, it's back. Freedom! Wait, what? Dad's football game is over, so he's no longer in the room with me watching it. Yeah, sometimes I come home and I just want to have a nice quiet dinner with some YouTubes on, but nope, Dad's watching a game. And so I gotta get my headphones and share airspace. It ain't so bad though. I'll never understand why people like sports, but I can assume it has, you know, significance. Oops, supposed to, it's okay, I can still add that in. No big deal, no harm, no foul. You know, this beetle is way too smooth. I'm gonna give him a little scar right there. Builds character. I played a little bit of Hollow Knight the last time I had the Switch at home. It's a very delightful game, and one of the characters is I think is a stag beetle. And yeah, I like that character. So far, he's my favorite. You like ring this bell and he just shows up and he's like, "Yo, want a ride? I used to do this all the time. I love giving people rides. This is just the thing that I do. Call me again if you need a ride." It's like, "Thanks, buddy. Thanks. You're a decent fellow." moved the leg slightly up because I didn't want that to tangent with the horn, with the face. Okay, I think it's starting to come out. It's starting to appear. Sorry if it's a little blurry. It's gotten to the point where I'm not sure how to make it not blurry, so I'm just gonna let it. Leonard said, by the way, gotta grab some food. Green rice and zucchini. What makes the rice green? That's very interesting. When I hear the word green rice, I think it's like young rice. Like it's not ripe yet, even though I'm pretty sure rice doesn't like ripen the same way that fruit does. It's just what comes to mind. Okay. Oh, that guy. I too am a fan of Bettle McFast Travel. Bettle McFast Travel. Nice. Yeah, like I like when game mechanics when game mechanics are turned into like notable characters or like charming events, or you know, they're not just tacked on ideas and such. They're not taken for granted. Okay, there is a gap between its shell and its head. I'm gonna put that right there. I don't know if it's supposed to go there, but that's where it is now. I'm not sure where a lot of these things are supposed to go. Maybe it should be like this instead. Maybe this part should be darkened. This part. Right. Yeah. Huh. Yes. Oh! Made a little mistake there. Cover it up. Cover it up. I still haven't gone to McDonald's yet. Found out last week that McDonald's is giving out Pokemon cards for their Happy Meals, and I was like, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal, and it's been a whole week and I still haven't gone. There we go. And there we go. Oof. Okay, so I forgot about the harness. It's a good thing there's all these legs going every which way, because I can just have the harness be blocked in certain areas. And it's not too late to just add it in where it suits me. It's not too light until it's too light. I'm just gonna have it go off, just like there, and you're not gonna see where it connects, because I don't think I've thought it through enough in this one session, and I gotta keep moving, or we'll be here until the dawn of time. So, just as the rookie shoves the character's hands in their pockets because they don't want to draw hands, I'm gonna use the blockage of the shell to hide the fact that I don't know how this harness works. We're just gonna leave it at that. That's not how it works. Okay, how do I fix this? What have I done now? So this curve right here should be following the contour of the body, so this should be all the way over here and like curved like that. But I drew it right there and it's going straight, basically. That's, let's see. It's made with basil. Ooh. And zucchini is for some sort of green and creamy sauce. Are you making it from scratch, or is it like a pre-made thing? Pokemon Master Reeler says, oh man, I'm still irked that Pokemon toys are still boy toys at McDonald's. Like, this is probably the third gendered toy they've done all year as opposed to gender neutral. Leonard says, I have Happy Meal toy of Emolga, Tepig, and Yokai Watch. Jabanyan! Wheeler says, and the other two were Barbie, Hot Wheels, and My Little Pony Transformers. Once Mario was thrown into gender neutral, I was like, oh good, Pokemon is safe. They're finally not throwing all the video game toys in as boy toys. But nope. Boy toys? You mean cool toys? You know, it might be because I've never had much issue with the gendered thing, because of the I don't know, culture I grew up in, maybe. But I've never really, like, obviously I'm like, I'm a girl, I like the boy toys, but it's like, I just asked for the boy toys. It's not a big deal. I guess I never took it as a threat, like, oh, it's a boy toy, so you can't have it as a girl. For me, it's like, there are boy toys and there are girl toys, and that's just how they're classified. And, yeah, I don't know. Never really thought much about it. There have been many instances where I've had to go back to the counter and say, actually, can I have the other toy? Because I've always... It's never just boy toy and girl toy. It's like good toy and bad toy. You know? It's like, because I've never been into the girl toys, it's just, I don't want this ever. I think I've also messed up on this part, because this needs to go over here like this. Though I guess if Mario gets to be a gender-neutral toy, then I don't see why Pokemon wouldn't. I feel like Mario's much more of a boy toy than Pokemon. Like, as an IP, Mario just seems like a boy kind of IP, you know? Mustaches, saving the princess, mustaches, princesses. Mario doesn't have much going on. Ah! I smudged the ink. I smudged the ink. I didn't mean it like that. Next one. I didn't mean like that. I'm being slandered. This really could have gone a little bit better if I had cleaned up my sketch. I'm not a big fan of sketching with this blue pencil. I find it stains the paper slightly, so even when you erase it, it makes it a little hard to like really make what you want to be seen stand out. It's very soft too, so it like blunts immediately. And unless you want to like constantly be sharpening the pencil, which I'm sometimes just too lazy to do, that's why it ends up being so messy, is because I just don't feel like sharpening it. And then I'm essentially just painting the page with a blunt blue thing. Okay, I've got the first wheel in. Oak asks, are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or a girl? I want the boy well, as a person who works there, let me tell you what the problem is. Me, do you want the Pokemon toy or the Hello Kitty toy? Customer, I want the boy toy. I mean, between Pokemon and Hello Kitty, I think you can, like, classify one or the other as a boy or girl. One is a little more geared to one or the other. At least you can tell which one's the girl toy. I'm pretty sure that's a little easier to settle on. You know? again, not saying the boys can't have the girl toy. I'm just saying if we were to say Hello Kitty or Pokemon is not the point. Is it not like that it's gender neutral toys are by themselves? Wait, so it would have been Pokemon by itself. So you don't want them to have anything with the Pokemon. You just want the Pokemon. In any case, imagine wanting a Barbie Happy Meal as a boy. Now that would get a funny look. I do say, growing up, I always felt bad for the boys because I felt like as a girl, I was allowed to have the cool toy, the like boy toys or whatever. But like as like someone who was a boy, if they liked girl toys, they would get a funny look. I'm like, that's not fair. Let them have the girl toys if they want. Thought Pokemon is gender neutral. It is. I think that's what Wheeler's getting at. It's the problem. Like they're supposed to be they are of themselves gender neutral toys. It's just McDonald's markets them as boy toys, rather than the gender neutral. So it's like, which I get the frustration. It's just. I honestly didn't really think about it until you mentioned. I don't think boy toys are really boys are really interested in either having a mustache or dating a princess. Not like dating the princess, but the fact that it's like gotta rescue the princess. That's kind of a you know, usually that's put into things so that it's geared towards the male demographic. Part of the problems I have is they do seem to be straying away from boy-girl toys and being gender neutral. Mario's a taxi boy. 10-ish toys and only 3 were separated into boy and girl. That's pretty good. Hey Zero, remember when you thought you would be done by midnight? That's funny, isn't it? That's really funny. Bowser's the real boy toy. Please. Obviously have more to gain from separating Pokemon very gender neutral. I actually had someone think the Pokemon toy was the girl toy and then missed me saying Hello Kitty earlier today. Gender neutral toys by themselves, been Pokemon by itself, can say cool versus lame. When I worked at McDonald's, I asked the kid what they wanted because the parents would always say the gender of their child rather than what the kid wanted. Yeah, that's a big thing. It's like, my parents at least knew half the time to like ask me what I wanted first. And as like a child, I wouldn't always know which one was supposed to be the girl or the boy toy. It's if like half of the thing is completely pink, then it would be easy. But remember from Amazing Spider-Man, they had Spider-Man toys for boys and for girls. Nice. So they go for boy versus girl. Justice League was gender neutral, but Pokemon wasn't. That's just dumb. It was more like you want the Spider-Man toy or the Emma Stone toy. What I think they should do is they should have Pokemon by itself and have like, you know, if they want to do the whole gendered thing, then have boy Pokemon and girl Pokemon and see where that takes them. See all the fuss that brings up. You know? I think that would be a lot more fun of a discourse. Okay. Oomph. Oomph, says Wheeler. Yeah, says Chico. Ooh, I don't know what the shape of the wheel should supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know. Put the spokes in willy-nilly. Not even gonna count them. And I think I want to say this should at least be over the wheel. Gotta make a big decision now. What angle would this be at? What angle? What angle? Ah! Come on, camera. Come on, me camera. Wakey, wakey. Why isn't it waking up this time? There it goes. I think Justice League did that and just didn't separate them. Wait, what? It just tells the employees good luck. Audino's a girl Pokemon unless it has a scar and it's a pirate, like Jello. Audino's always a girl for some reason. In any like official Pokemon game where Audino gets a speaking role, it's a girl. What's up with that? Like, had half girl superheroes, half boy superheroes. It's not supposed to go at an angle. Cough reference. No one will get cough. It's not supposed to go at an angle. Sorry, Willer. I don't get it. Probably because pink. Try to imagine a vanishing point from the beetle legs. Well, the problem right now is the beetle's coming, so it's a hill. I don't know if you, like, so I'm imagining this right here is the horizon line. The beetle's coming towards us. So, how would, because this is coming up, I guess technically it wouldn't, it's not, maybe, okay, hold on. Let me try to remember my point perspective. It's not technically a hill, it's just receding. So, you're right. Okay. So, like, from the beetle. Like that. But yeah, I guess in a perfect world, it would be nice if McDonald's would just have toys. Just have toys, man. We don't need girls to grow up feeling bad about being a girl because they always get the bad toys at McDonald's. It's just honestly how I felt. Except instead of thinking like, man, I wish I wasn't a girl, it was like, man, I feel sorry for girls. I don't know if I did that right. I don't know if I did that right. I don't know. Am I off the page? Sorry guys, if I go off the page, sometimes I'm just not paying attention to where the camera is. Imagine the hill was transparent then. Looks like a hill. Could be a hill. But it also could just be like, you know how the earth like is like the earth is rounded, so when you're staring straight to the horizon, it looks like it's curving over. But if you walk it, it's like straight. But thank you, Leonard. That was very helpful to like remember that vanishing points exist. Colorful Chimera says, I had a man scream at me once when I asked his son to point to the toy he wanted, and he picked a My Little Pony toy. He screamed, telling me I was trying to turn his son gay, using as many LGBT slurs as... Oh my goodness. You know... People... Looks like a hill. Imagine the hill was transparent. Also, I get a ton more Pokemon toy response than boy toy response in comparison to when I said, do you want a boy or a girl? So I'm definitely getting a bunch of girl Pokemon fans, Pokemon toys that they otherwise wouldn't have if I worded it different. And like, even when it's super obvious, I would sometimes just say like, I want the My Little Pony toy instead of I want the gender of the toy. I think it makes more sense to like make sure that you get what you want. I'm hatching here and I didn't even make a mistake. I'm doing it on purpose this time. So I'm definitely getting a bunch of girl Pokemon fans. It's partly because they assume parents and McDonald's workers aren't at all familiar with the IPs they're licensing. Do I just freehand this rat? I think I'm just gonna freehand the rat. Do I draw the wagon first or the rat? Definitely the rat first. If the rat doesn't fit, make the wagon fit around it. But if the wagon doesn't fit, it's like... Oops. Why did I start with the... Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun, Nix. I'm sorry that had to happen to you. I feel really bad for kids with parents like that. did I... Hold on, where did I decide? I forgot about... the harness. I knew I was gonna forget about it. And a moment like that really ruins your entire day. You know, like one person yells at you, even when it's like warranted. Like if you spilled soup all over the carpet and like your I don't know, someone yells at you for it. It's like that ruins your whole day. But when it's not even like your fault, and for some reason someone decides they're gonna take out their problems on you, it's like, come on. I'm working at McDonald's. I'm giving kids Pokemon toys, having the time of my life, eating free burgers and apple pie. Do you get to eat the burgers and apple pie for free? Do they give you like food at McDonald's? I hope they at least give you food at McDonald's. I mean, come on. I heard that Domino's has like I guess you could call it a trash pile for like breadsticks that aren't made right. Because like I remember seeing a tweet from someone who was working at Domino's, and they're like, I just found out they have a trash pile. And then like the follow-up tweet was like, I feel sick because they had eaten too much. Ah! Oh no! I forgot his head! I forgot to draw in his head. Rip. You have a black hat now. But I had to make the curtain come way down low because I didn't want it to... I started coloring the background, and I didn't want it to cover up the bottom of his hat. Now, on a scale of girl to boy, rats are definitely a boy thing, I think. The corporates who like gender everything for marketing would definitely like along with dinosaurs. Kittens and rabbits are like a girl thing. Sorry, boys. We get the kittens and the rabbits. But you get the rats, so I'd say we're about even. I don't know if this is how covered wagons work, but this is how I'm drawing it. And the Oregon Trail enthusiasts can come after me later for it. What are you guys talking about? It's partly because blah blah blah, it's shorthand for this franchise or this other franchise. McDonald's is all about efficiency. Yeah, I made it to a point to never ask if they wanted a girl or boy toy. I always asked which one. I had a lot of people cop attitude with me over it, but they can bite me. Leonard says, bad parents turn their kids gay with your My Little Pony toys just to spite them. You just sprinkle like rainbow powder over them. Congratulations, you're gay now. Colorful Chimera says, man, working at McDonald's was a ride. I legit wouldn't recommend that job to a starving homeless man. I think it's hilarious they think the ponies will turn him gay rather than watching a bunch of ripped guys in skin-tight suits. Whoa. Football is very gay. I don't know what you're talking about with the skin-tight suits, ripped guys. Oh, wrestling! Wrestling, I'm assuming. As a boy, Leonard says, as a boy, I really loved Sailor Moon, Magic Knight Rayearth, Cardcaptor Sakura. Fortunately, my parents didn't have to worry with that because we didn't have much money to buy toys. Oh, they don't give you free food for free. Shucks, you have to pay. That's great. Wheeler says, we get free food, LOL. I guess it depends on who your boss is or like what, where you are. This drawing has bad luck. Imagine a dinosaur doll line with glittery spikes and pink fangs. That would be cute. Chica says, I want to produce a show called Dino Rats. Dragon Ball is gay. Wait, where did that come from? I said football, not Dragon Ball. Though, there could be an argument made for both. Honestly, nothing's gonna turn you gay. You're just gonna be, or you ain't gonna be. Let the kid watch or play with what he wants. It's just a toy, it's just a show, it's like whatever. What else do I need here? Let's ground this boy in some dirt. I'm gonna shade it a little more under the beetle to make it feel a little heavier. Put a heavier shadow under your heavier characters, and they will sink into the ground. This pen sometimes deposits ink in a way that I don't want it to. You see these like splotches? Yeah, that's not really the effect I'm going for. But when the paper becomes saturated, it kind of draws the ink out. And then it glops together. I remember when Princess Tutu was all the rage. And the Annie-tubers were trying their darndest to get everyone to watch Princess Tutu because it's a very good show. The slogan was kind of like piggybacking on the real men wear pink. So it was real men watch Princess Tutu. And it's like, come on, guys. Put aside your delicate masculinity and enjoy a good show about ducks doing ballet and boys in tights dancing. It's a good time. I think I might have messed up on this shading. It's a little messy. But you know what? Can't do nothing about it now. I want this part to go away a little bit. I don't want it to be so busy back here, so I'm gonna color all of this in. It's a little too busy right now. Just like hatches all over the place. Oh, I lost the spoke there. I lost the little wheel. Whoops! Nothing's gonna turn me gay but myself and girls being very pretty. Vegeta is a buff guy in a skin tight suit though. Gay isn't contagious, lol. Sounds like a challenge. Wrestling don't make me gay, but that doesn't prevent me from watching it either, Winky. That drawing reminds me of Monochromon. What is that? Was it really that good? Did I hear ducks? I think I know that show. Also, pen scratching ASMR. Can you really hear it? You did a jet? What? Okay. I think Princess Tutu was good. I watched the dub, and like the voice acting is very good in the dub, except for one character, and that character is Prince Muto. He doesn't. He's got a voice, all right. He sure is a character sometimes, but yeah, I liked the dub a lot because in the show, the characters, there are a lot of characters that are just animals, and their names are like literally just their animal names. So I think the teacher is like a cat, so his name is Mr. Cat, and the main character's name is Duck, and it's just literally Duck in the dub. Whereas in Japanese, I know it's still literally duck, but it doesn't feel like it's literally duck because I'm an American. And it just doesn't have the same comedic ring to it. It doesn't have the same effect to me as literally having a character named Duck. I think in Japanese it's Ahiru. Ahiru, I think, is her name, and that means duck in Japanese. I don't quote me on that. I don't actually know if it means whatever. But yeah, it sounds like that sounds like a name to me. You could tell me a character in another show is named Ahiru, and I would be like, okay, doesn't no winky of the eye from me. There, you know, like I know certain names mean certain things. Like Sakura means, you know, cherry blossom. Um, that might be the only one actually. So yeah, I highly recommend Princess Tutu in English. What is going on in the back here, I wonder? Can I just... create a silhouette? I'm gonna trace over this so that it's darker. And then gonna trace over this so that it's darker. I'm sorry it's running so late, you guys. I really want to finish this before I sign off. But I don't need to keep you. If you need to be a good chillins and sleep, you do that. Wherever it is in your part of the world, it may or may not be bedtime. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me so long. I hope it's been enjoyable so far. I know we're like delving into some real discourse here about McDonald's toys and boys and girls, but hopefully we're all having a good time. Or at least a productive time. If good is too relative of a time to be had, then maybe we can aim for a time of brain expansion and chillness. If you're winding down from a long day, I hope you are able to find some peace and comfort tonight. In whatever part of the world you're in. So I'm putting a lot of detail into this tree. Hopefully it makes it stand out a bit. And then in the background, I'm not going to put any detail at all. So that'll make it, you know, recede into the background. At least that's my hope. That's my scheme. My evil plan. Sometimes you just gotta crosshatch over your pattern. Okay, so oh, come on. Why? Wait, that was way faster than it did before. Like, before it would give me, like, a few hours, or, like, at least a hour before it went out. But that was like, well, it's been, like, 10 minutes since I last bugged out. Let's turn off again. Oh boy. Let's see. That's there. Maybe some foliage down this way in the back. Maybe some, you know, poking out from there. Maybe I kind of want to shade the whole beetle, but I think that's like too much cross-hatching. I want the beetle to be completely black, but I don't want to. I'll just shade him a little bit around where the darker parts are, but just to pull out some of the form in here. VA in my country is so bad, unless for a few people. Voice acting in my country, I assume. American. There was a period when it felt like TV was trying to make the next Sailor Moon happen. I remember Kaleido Star. Tokyo Mew Mew. Corrector Yui. Not being that good. I read Tokyo Mew Mew, the manga. Thought it was okay. A little derivative, I must say, but I haven't really heard of the other ones. Keldeo Star sounds familiar, but it's not ringing a bell. Leonard says that's why Princess Tutu never caught my attention. Well, it was really big. Is the thing though? Like a lot of anime reviewers were talking about it. It was like before meme culture really took off, that was a big meme back in the day, was real men watch Princess Tutu, get on it. And yeah, so it was like one of those things where even if you're not into that genre of like Sailor Moon knockoffs, it would still like people would still try and, you know, it was pretty big in that regard. But if you don't follow any like anime discourse, I guess then it wouldn't really catch you. I watch way more anime reviews and anime reviewers than I do actual anime. I think, guys, I think I'm done. It's hard to tell, but let me erase some of these lines. Let me clean up some of this mess. Hopefully not smudge anything. I'm gonna go in. I haven't done this much this year, but I have done it in the past. I'm gonna go in and just kind of shade in the whole tree. Maybe I can shade in the beetle. Maybe that'll make it look black. I think Princess Tutu was as big as like Gurren Lagann at one point. In the anime spheres. That's how much people were talking about it. I mean, like, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know how good it actually is in comparison, like nowadays. Right now, the big talk, at least for me, is Mob Psycho. Everyone's talking about Mob Psycho right now. And y'all should watch it if you haven't. Watch Mob Psycho, it's very good. Alright. Well, it's 12:30. It's not as late as I thought. I thought I was going like a whole hour late. Not very happy with this right here. The little doohickey is tangenting with the edge of the leg in a very uncomfortable way. But, you know, at this point, not sure if there's anything I can do to fix it, so I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. And, do you guys want to see a doodle of a Pokemon? Just like a random, just a quick thing maybe? Because I can pull one out if you want. If someone wants to suggest one, and then we'll call it quits for the night. Sleep is for the weak. More zero is always a blessing. Aw, gee, thanks, Chica. Chica! Makes my job much more bearable. Your job. I'm glad I'm able to help with your job, Braxian. Do something spooky. A spooky Braxian. Draw me. I don't really know what your Braxian Sona looks like. Let me see if I can freehand this then, okay? I guess I'm gonna go witch. I'm gonna go expected route. And put a witch hat. I never really know what to do with the brim. I'm a little bit doing this from memory, so I'm trying to recall. I'm not like literally doing it as a challenge. I just kind of don't feel like looking up a reference. Hmm. I really like Braxian. It's one of my favorite mid-stage evolutions. One of my favorite Pokemon. I don't quite know how it looks though. So, hmm. Hmm. Is this right? What happens next? Oh. Hold on. I remember. I remember something. I remember it has shoulder fluff. And it has a skirt. Uh, Braxian is a good Halloween Pokemon. Witch Braxian! See, I'm wearing a witch hat in my icon, basically me. My second favorite, well, it has a snoot. it certainly has a snoot. The shoulder pads are connected to a tuft of hair on her chest. The parts that I want to stand out more, I just darken the lines. Okay, so Braxian is one of those Pokemon that I really like, but for like the official design. Whenever I try to draw it, it like loses some of that the original proportions that it has. And so I don't like it as much. um in my style. But also because I'm freehanding this, I'm not sure where it's going. Um um Just kind of making it up as I go. The legs are usually the part where I have the most trouble, so I'm like sweating bullets right now. It's like, don't mess up, don't make it look weird. Don't make it look silly. I think the legs are dark fur. I want to say I remember that much. And I think the underside of the skirt is also... Are the arms also dark fur? Can someone confirm? Or are they white fur? Or are they just the same color as the body? Something like that. Now for the tail. Ah. Can't even see the whole thing anymore. Let me see if I can move this up higher. Come on, camera, we're going for a trip. That makes me a little seasick when I watch that happen. The tail is a broom. Oopsies. Like, the main reason I rarely draw Braxian is I can't draw their legs. Their legs are my favorite part. Something about the way that their legs are drawn in the official art is so nice. White fur. Arms are white. Male Braxian, nice. Add nunchaku, a good. It looks like its butt is on fire. All right. Let me. This is fire red. Let me. This little. I want to say that does it for today. Braxian, a witchy Pokemon. You're a wizard, Harry. I like the idea that, you know, some of these Pokemon that are designed more as like a feminine design are actually still just males because the starter is like primarily male. You know, like the male is much more common, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's see. I think I have just about enough in my Pentel pocket brush maybe to say happy Halloween. And that's the stream, guys. Thanks so much for joining me in this last October stream. And I will be continuing to do the Inktobers on my own time, of course. So if you want to catch the Inktobers as they come out, do follow my Instagram. I've been linking stuff in the chat, but I just realized if you just look for zeroprostudio.com, you'll go to my website, which has links to all these places: my Instagram, DeviantArt, Patreon, all the good stuff. You know, Zero Pro Studio. I think it's a lot easier to just say that instead of like posting links in the stream, and I don't like to feel like I don't like to shill very much. So thanks so much for everyone who's reading Jet's Black Nuzlocke. The new episode will be out November 1st, if I can help it. And I will try to get the patrons their early access tonight if I don't die. Hope everyone has a safe Halloween. Good luck to anyone who's still doing Inktober, and best of luck to all you writers out there who are trying Nano next month. But as always, it's been a pleasure drawing with you guys tonight, and until next time, keep your nose clean. Bye-bye!